Well, Gerry, it's amazing seeing you again. Obviously, great to see you again at South by Southwest.
Amen.
So yeah, I mean, it's great to be here. We always see incredible things that come out of the festival, no doubt. You've been here for how many years going on now?
Well, we acquired the festival 5 years ago, and the festival itself has been around for, I think, 34 years.
Right. Well, actually, that's a pretty good lead-in. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Yeah.
My name is Gerry Byrne. I'm Vice Chairman of Penske Media Corporation. At Penske, we own 25 brands, primarily publishing brands, including Variety and The Hollywood Reporter and Woman's Wear Daily. And we kind of own the entertainment sector and fashion and retail as well, and music, because we own Billboard and we own Rolling Stone. Throw in luxury because we also own The Rob Report,
right,
and Art News and Art Forum. And then we own Dick Clark Productions. Dick Clark Productions is the Golden Globes, the American Music Awards, New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Right,
so
classic.
It's a really great collection of not just brands, but live events. We do about 250 live events annually around the world, and we're about 20 years old, and I've been there since day one. So it's been.
At some point in time, do you feel like we won't only hear, real, broadcasters? Do you think that there will be a time where AI will be so sophisticated where we'll be listening to a live stream broadcast of a sports event by not having a real live voice?
It's a tough question to answer. And the answer, will there be capabilities to do that? Yes. But the reality is, I think artificial intelligence, AI, is a very significant tool. And it has the ability in the media world to accelerate, the development of how you build a business, right? I mean, in medicine and other areas, it's an extraordinary asset. But I'm a believer that in the not too distant future, because AI has really disrupted the ownership of intellectual property rights. And that's a gigantic issue. I was having a conversation earlier today. The human factor is a gigantic factor to the brands that want to make sure that their brands are positioned adjacent to a sporting event, and live people are actually engaged with talking about, the value of flying on American Airlines or utilizing American Express. But I think regulatory issues have to be addressed.
Of course. Kind of thinking about how the digital world and the physical world kind of, combine, right? When you think about sporting events and venues, what are some things that you as a fan, just you as a fan, what are some things that you think are probably some great advancements and some things that you would like to see more as you experience as a fan going to a Giants game or a Mets game?
Well, the analytics, which, AI has allowed to be, accelerated at lightning speed. If you're a sports fan, the more you know about the players is really it's a big deal, because you get more engaged with the team because of your fan base on a player.
Exactly.
And I think that's going to be a gigantic part of it. I mean, it's just, and I think that's a positive. That's a benefit.
That's a good call out, right? Because baseball has a lot of subjectivity to those types of things, right? And I think the AI can play a central role there. I think at the end of the day, going back to the broadcasting, right? I think that Jim Nantz voice on Sunday of a Masters, right? Or any Jim Costo, whoever, right? On the Olympics, there are certain iconic voices, right? It's hard to detach that, and I think to your point, there's tools behind the scene, maybe helping real-time analytics. You have helping the broadcasters, as you said, it's a tool. It's an accelerator, right? Versus the actual dictation.
Well, and that's the beauty of AI.
Yeah. Well, in the fan engagement, we talk about all the analytics and data you as a fan likes to have. On the flip side of that coin, right, there's franchises and sports organizations that also have a lot more data on you. For example, if you have a certain pitcher that you like in the Mets and you are having that, you like that data, right? They said, hey, this is someone I can promote to, right, or kind of push more content toward that as well. You kind of see, from a sports organization, obviously you've worked with many of them, leagues and different owners. What do you see their opportunity? What business opportunity do you think you see that from them coming?
The more that you described it perfectly. The more that you customize information to your fan base, and when I say customize it, I mean customize it individually.
Exactly.
So that you can aggregate components of your fan base or go at them individually is literally customized to your preference, to your use. And that reality is happening tomorrow afternoon. That's not a...
Of course. What's happening right now. Last question for you, Gerry. Just, you're obviously behind South by Southwest. Is there anything you can kind of give us a snippet for this week? What's exciting? What's the team saying as the biggest reveals this week that you might can give us a sneak peek for?
I mean, it's like, Twitter was born at South by Southwest.
Right,
I mean, it's with South by, what's happening is that AI is integrated into every conversation that that you can go to.
Sure.
And whether it's music or whether it's pop culture or post a screening, because South by has evolved into a not insignificant film festival. We're always looking for the big, in quotes, reveal. I mean, I went to a session the other day, which was a very interesting session with Frank McCourt and Kevin O'Leary. Kevin is part of Shark Tank,
of course,
and the conversation in the center was potentially about Frank McCourt and his initiative wants to, in essence, democratize the internet. And he's created something called Project Liberty. And between he and Kevin, they're trying to find a way to acquire, underline the word acquire, TikTok. Because that would accelerate a new internet.
Sure.
That's the kind of stuff that happens here where, you sit there in the audience and you kind of smile and say, what? But the stuff that gets born here is just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And in the movie business, this is evolving into a very important platform. So we look at that as a potential opportunity where producers and distributors can sell their wares. So
yeah. Well, South by will always be kind of a place where I think dreamers come to think of the next innovation and how things are as the epicenter of brands and innovation, creativity, and everything alike. So.
And as you were saying before, where are you going to get better barbecue? So,
exactly right. It's the best place to have it. Well, Gerry, it's always a pleasure. I always feel I gained so much just in talking with you. So appreciate your time and
pleasure.
Again, we'll see you around the festival.